Jeff is not available at the moment. Please leave a message after the beep.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 160 of The Effing Title. It's Pro Bowl week, and there's nothing else to do, so here we are, all three of us. Me, Fedge, Rob. Guys, how you doing?
Just for the record, I have plenty to do.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
There's nothing to do.
Just for the record.
Nothing.
Lots of things
Starting out there, yeah.
All right, we all went 1-on-1 last week.
But,
That's cool.
but it was
But
the
what?
old got his lock right.
Well, you and me got our locks right, Rob, so, I mean...
Incorrect.
Who did I lock?
You locked, the Niners.
That's bullshit. That's the only one I could have locked. It's not my fault.
You locked the Niners before I locked the Chiefs?
Go Bills.
But anyways, so we're doing awards this week because it's award season. And because the Pro Bowl doesn't exist. Instead, we have the random sports week game things. Like dodgeball.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's start off with this. Do we want to start off with the big one, or do we want to start off with the little ones and then go up?
Don't matter to me, whatever you say.
Which one did you say, Fedge?
That doesn't matter.
Okay. MVP. The finalists are Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, and Patty Mahomes.
Can you repeat those? All I got was Justin Jefferson and Patrick Mahomes. Say that again.
Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Jefferson, and Patty Mahomes.
I think it's important to note before we begin that this is a regular season award, not a playoff award.
Yeah.
Why does that matter?
Because a lot of people will sit there and go, oh, don't maybe Jalen Hurts or Pat Mahomes. Clearly they're the MVPs. Their team's in the Super Bowl. And you're like, that's wrong, but okay.
Oh, fair enough.
Who would like to go first? All right, I'll go first. So I would honestly say the way I look at MVP is pretty simple. What would that team be if that player was not on that team? That is the most valuable player. And for me, I still think it's a no-brainer, even though he didn't necessarily live up to what the wild expectations he had. But I think Josh Allen should be the MVP, strictly because if he wasn't on that team, I don't think that team's good. They don't have a run game.
They're decent. They're not good.
I argue because I don't know if they can run the ball.
And maybe they would run the ball if they didn't have Josh Allen. How about that?
Oh.
True. And then they could be worse. They could be the Patriots. It'd be great.
Love that.
But like you saw, I mean, Jalen Hurts didn't play a couple of games, and their team wasn't that bad. Justin Jefferson, it's hard for me to give Beaver this award. It's because someone's got to get the ball.
Yeah, I was kind of the opposite. I do like Josh Allen, based off of your reasoning, and I think we all kind of agree on that. That's the whole point behind it. I would argue that offense is nothing without Justin Jefferson. Who else they have a receiver? Can you even name other ones? They're actually
so here's my thing: is that like I agree with what you just said, Jeff, but at the same time, they replaced Diggs with Jefferson, so it's not like it's like what would that offense be without Jefferson? It would probably just have Diggs. Like what was it like?
It doesn't have Diggs.
Of course it doesn't, but that's what I'm saying though.
That's like saying Josh Allen without Diggs. Josh Allen, I don't think is a good pick either.
Oh, 100%.
Now you're playing hypotheticals. I mean, it's just.
I understand what you're saying, Jeff. Justin Jefferson did have an unbelievable year, and he will get acknowledged in my.
I just think what you got to think about also is this guy's being double and triple teamed at times, and he's still putting up these numbers. You know what I mean? Like that's
because of great throwing of Kirk Cousins.
Oh dear God.
No.
That's why he's not on the list. I mean, I'm gonna join Rob with Josh Allen though. With Juice.
I do.
I mean, either way, it doesn't
the
matter.
only-
But we can say what we want. Mahomes is going to be the MVP. That's the bottom line. So
most likely,
no,
but
no one
I-
else is going to think
the only two the only two in the actual debate, in my opinion, is Allen and Jefferson.
So, Veg, I'm assuming you're going with Mahomes then.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I like Justin Jefferson. If it was me and I had a vote, I would vote Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
I'm just telling you who it's going to be based
that's
off of what they care about.
We're not picking. We're not trying to guess who will actually win it. We're just giving who we think should win it. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Because if we're trying to guess it, then I'm switching this answer. Because there's no shot Allen wins it.
Well, now we're gonna go to Offensive Player of the Year. So, Offensive Player of the Year is, and this is interesting because is one of them. I'll read the list: Tyreek Hill, Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
So why is Allen and Burrow's not on this list, but they're on the list for MVP?
Because MVP is not the same as Player of the Year. MVP is,
Of course, but this is Offensive Player of the Year. I would assume if you're an MVP, you'd be on the listing for Offensive Player of the Year if you're an
not
offensive
necessarily.
player.
Allen threw a lot of red zone interceptions. That is probably his interceptions are probably why he's not on the list. But he's still more valuable to his team than someone like Burrows is, or someone like he's more valuable to his team.
Okay.
Even though he's not up for Offensive Player of the Year. But
He's freaking crazy.
I'm going with Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, see, this is where I'm going with Jefferson.
His numbers don't.
I think Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
I feel like you have to play the whole year to get it though.
Did he play? I mean, how many games did he actually miss?
I think he
missed
only
any games.
I think he missed one or two.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I only missed a couple. So I think
I don't think he actually missed any games.
Did he not? Let's take a look.
I thought he missed. Oh no, he ended up playing in that one where Tua got a concussion the third time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't miss any.
Let's see here. Yeah, no, it looks like he played all of them. At least he has stats in all of them. So,
Yeah. Then.
by that logic, I hope that means that he played in all of them.
Not necessarily.
So now this one I think is going to be an interesting one. Now we're going to Defensive Player of the Year. There's only 3. It's either Nick Bosa, Chris Jones, or Micah Parsons.
Nick Bosa is the San Fran one, right?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going Micah Parsons. Because I honestly don't. I could only name like 2 other players on their defense, and he made their defense actually respectable.
I agree, Micah Parsons. I could definitely name more than 2 players on their defense, but
I can only name Van Flechten, whatever his name.
Thad
Van
Castle.
Flechten.
Just Thad Castle.
And then the DB that gets all the picks, but also gives up all the touchdowns.
Trevon
Diggs.
Diggs, the one who dropped the pick that would have won their game against the 49ers.
That was ridiculous. I mean, he didn't have a chance of making that catch anyway.
Yeah, but it hit him in the chest.
Yeah, that was deflected by about 7.
I agree, but it was just funny that it hit him in the chest.
He doesn't like picking it off with the chest, dude. He's gotta use his hands, you know.
I agree.
But you'd know more people if you really thought about it, though, Rob. Who's the other one you were talking about? Van Der Esch? Is that the other
Yeah,
one?
Van Der Esch.
Yeah, I mean,
I probably do, but I'm
yeah,
afraid
but you know DeMarcus Lawrence. You
if
know
I was going to
Jonathan
say if I
Hankins,
name them,
you know,
you very easily could be like, he's not on that team anymore.
you know, Anthony Barr. I mean, you know these guys. Like,
See, those are the 3 I would have named, but I was afraid they weren't on the Cowboys anymore because they've been there for so long. I was like, they're probably not there anymore. So
I'm gonna go with Bosa.
see, for me, I don't think you can be a defense player of the year when your whole defense is fucking nasty.
Agreed, but he also led the league in sacks.
It's easy to lead the league in sacks when they have to block the other three.
That probably should be Von Miller. He was on pace to break shit.
It
And
probably
then we saw.
Yeah, probably would have, honestly. Like,
two people that would have been up there if Von Miller if he played and if he actually, and then the other one if he actually finished the season the way he started it, is Judon and Von Miller. If they actually finished the year the way they were on pace to, they would have annihilated the sack records.
yeah, I mean on this article here that I have for the finalists, it actually says there's also Judon and Crosby were also deserved to be mentioned, but I don't know about Crosby, but Judon, yes.
Crosby
did
on their defense.
that's the difference. Is he is their defense. But I'd make the same argument with Von Miller. I mean, you could see how the lack of. I mean, he's the same thing. Getting double teamed, most of the time, and allowed the other guys to be successful. And that's the only reason these other guys in the Bills' defensive line were actually doing anything. So.
Mm-hmm. So with Judon, the only reason Uche got a bunch of sacks is because they started double teaming Judon.
Yeah, fair. Offensive Rookie of the Year. There's 3 names, but let's be honest here. I feel like there's only one winner. Brock Purdy, Kenneth Walker III, and Garrett Wilson.
So, I would select Kenneth Walker.
I also am selecting Kenneth Walker.
I do think Garrett Wilson should be up for Comeback Player of the Year next year because if they have a quarterback, it will be as if it's a brand new season for him.
Yeah, I personally think it's neither of them. I think it's Breece Hall. Give me Breece Hall.
You want me to write in Breeze?
I do.
All right.
It's not going to happen. It really doesn't matter. But that's what I want.
I dig it. I dig it. All right, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Crazy that we're about to list off 3 people that are all rookies and they all play for the Jets. So now Defensive Rookie of the Year, we have Sauce Gardner, Aiden Hutchinson, and Tariq Woolen.
It's going to be Sauce Gardner because everyone loves him.
I think it's going to be Woolen because of the stats.
I think it's going to be Hutch.
I like Woolen. I want it to be Hutch. I think it's going to be Sauce Gardner, but I like Woolen personally.
I would give it to Hutchinson just because the impact he made on that defense toward the end of the year.
As I say, is this the first one where we're each going to go with a different fucking person? We were so close.
I think Sauce is going to win it.
Oh, okay.
And Sauce is very good, but
I don't think Sauce is that good. Sauce has been getting benefit of penalties that you don't get until you're Darrelle Revis style or, later in your career. And he's getting benefits of this way too early in his career, in my opinion. And it's ridiculous.
reputation.
I don't care about your reputation. You got to prove it in the NFL, too. How'd that work out for Ryan Leaf? Yeah, shit.
For Mr. Left.
How'd that work out for Jamarcus Russell? Shit. Can't give these kids something just coming in off the street. Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Ridiculous.
I've
never seen a guy hold or illegal contact as much as that guy does. Ridiculous.
Which is fair. Comeback Player of the Year.
I think all these are bullshit. Man.
Fidge is an angry elf today. Saquon Barkley,
No,
Christian McCaffrey,
you got,
Geno Smith.
You got 2 of them coming back from injury.
Yep.
And then one of them coming back from just sucking his whole life and got put into a position that he's better than Drew Lock. Whoop-de-doo, dude. Congratulations. You're the best of the worst. Who
was the other one besides Geno and Saquon?
Christian McCaffrey.
Okay,
I would go with Saquon Barkley.
See, I kind of agree with Fedge. Like, I don't think any of these guys really. But then also, I'm not sure who I would put in instead.
I think Barkley deserves it. He had a really good year. And he was coming off
McCaffrey.
ACL. I mean, did he, though? McCaffrey didn't do much with the Panthers. Granted, it's the Panthers, but...
Let's take a wee look, shall we? So...
I definitely wouldn't give it to Geno because I don't think he should fucking even be nominated. Dude's been in the league for like 7 years.
So McCaffrey had 1,100 yards rushing, 8 touchdowns, 700 catching yards, 5 touchdowns.
The only difference is McCaffrey had more touchdowns with San Fran. He averaged 4.6 yards a carry with Carolina this year, 4.7 with San Fran. And San Fran, I mean, I don't even know what the breakdown was for how long they had him for each team, but
Yeah.
33 catches to
Carolina had him
52.
for 6 weeks. Carolina had him from week 1 through 6, and then San Fran had him from 7 onwards.
Bootleg.
So you choose
Bootleg.
McCaffrey then?
I'm going to go Geno Smith.
After all that, I'm going Geno.
Just because I want to be different. I don't like any of them. If I could choose none, I'd choose none of them. None of them are comeback player of the year.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm trying to think of who else we could potentially list in this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going Barkley as well.
I think it should be Tom Brady because he retired last year. Then he came back and made the play.
No.
Can we give it to Tua?
I hate him, so no.
Give it to Tua? What?
He got concussed
Now
and
you're really
concussed and concussed and concussed, and he just kept coming back, Rob.
He'll get it next year. He just got cleared from his 3rd concussion this year.
Yeah, I don't know if he's realized
are
that he
both
was coming
fucked.
back every time, but yeah.
So the reason I don't like Saquon, though, is because he's 2 years removed from his ACL. But how can you really say he's a comeback player of the year when he's 2 years ago? You know, like he played, 13 games or something like that last year? Okay, you played 75, 80% of the games.
Let's take a look.
I do.
It would have been last. What?
I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
For the first time in a little while, I feel like this is a very weak comeback
it is.
pool.
Actually, can I do a write-in vote?
Yeah, I mean, Jeff already did with Brees Hall.
My write-in vote is Brian Robinson because the fucker got shot.
Ah,
And then back and
that's
played.
next year. He can't be a comeback player. You cannot be a rookie and be comeback player of the year. We've already discussed this, remember?
Yeah,
Fair,
kind
but
of-
at the
Based
same
on
time,
rules.
the rules don't matter here. I'm writing him B. Robinson for. So yeah, so Jeff, to your point, Barkley played 2 games in 2020, then he played 13 games in 2021, and then this year he played all of them. So he played 3. He played 3 more games this year than last year. He basically doubled his touches though. That's the only thing is he doubled his touches.
This year compared to last year, you're saying?
Yeah, basically. I mean,
Well, that's called the Brian Dable effect.
he had 162 rushes in 2021, 295 this year. So
I think it should be Joe Flacco. His career was over, and then he won 3 games.
oh fuck it, I'm writing that in. Joe Flacco. Coach of the Year. Brian Dable. Sean McDermott. Doug Peterson. Kyle Shanahan. Nick, however the fuck you say his last name.
Sirianni.
Sirianni, thank you. I just needed to hear someone else say it first, then I could say it. I think are we all in agreement that it's Brian Dable?
No. In my opinion, it's either Doug Peterson or Kyle Shanahan.
In my opinion, it's either Doug Peterson or Dan Campbell. Those
Dan
two.
Campbell, okay.
Those two won the most amount of games with the least amount of talent.
I mean, I think you could argue that with Kyle Shanahan.
Now, at the quarterback position, I agree. But again, his defense is literally loaded with fucking... I mean, you could have put every single one of their defensive players as a Pro Bowler.
That's not true, but okay.
I'm going Dan Campbell after that name was thrown out there.
Dan Campbell.
Almost getting the Lions in the playoffs.
I'll go with Peterson because he brought the Jaguars back to the playoffs after they won. They were the worst team in the league for 2 straight years.
So, Fed, you going Shanahan?
Yes, I'm going Kyle Shanahan.
And then last but not least, assistant coach of the year, Ben Johnson, D'Amico Ryans.
I was going to
Shane
say, I think it's Ben
Stetson.
Johnson. I think D'Amico will probably win it, but like we've talked about, I mean, they had a really good defense to start with.
He should win it. It's Ben Johnson. Like, shouldn't.
I'm joining going D. Ryans.
He probably would win it, but it shouldn't even be close.
I don't know. I mean, the kind of feel bad for the Eagles OC on here because it's like I genuinely don't think anyone's going to be picking him because of Ben Johnson and D'Amico, but I think that you can't go wrong with either Ben or D'Amico. Pick wise.
I also give Ben Johnson credit for sitting there and going, "No, I'm staying because we're something."
We've got something building here. I'm staying here.
I still don't understand how Dan Quinn's not up there.
We ain't fucking leaving.
Because they started late. They started slow. It's probably why.
The final question as of right now, unless we have other questions that we want to add on to this, but the final question right now that was brought up as we were starting the podcast is, does Brady stay retired?
No.
I'm joining Fedge. I don't think he does. I think he's going to be about halfway through the offseason and be like, I don't like
this. He
this.
just doesn't want to do the offseason. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do the offseason either if I was 50 years old.
He does, because if you really didn't want to do the offseason, you could just say, I'm not doing the offseason. I think he's done.
All right. Any other ridiculous questions or awards or?
How long does it take for the Cardinals to hire a head coach?
I like that. Hold up a second. I like that.
They're saying they're not doing it, right?
My answer is after the NFL draft.
That'd be the stupidest thing ever.
So Rob said after draft. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say like a week of draft.
Dude, guys, they're gonna hire one within the next. By the end of February, there's gonna be a coach there. Like,
no one wants. No, apparently, no one wants it.
I don't care if no one wants it. Someone will take it, and they will have one in place. You can say no one wants it all you want. They will have one in place because they need to have one in place. I wouldn't be surprised
if it ends up being Bieniemy because no one else wants it.
That's fair. I can see that. Still going week of draft.
I'm still going after draft.
They actually will be the first team in NFL history not to have a coach week 1.
It's just a fucking head coach by committee.
Uh-huh.
They actually don't even have coordinators either. Their players are calling the plays. Kyler Murray is running the team. He's a player coach.
Kyler Murray fucking comes into the huddle.
No film sessions ever.
Kyler Murray comes into the huddle. Can someone buy a loadout? What? Guys, sorry, I'm playing Call of Duty on my phone right now. Hold up a second. I just need to get this one kill real quick.
So dumb.
Any other ridiculousness?
Not that I can think of.
Fed, you got anything?
Nothing really. We're gonna
All right.
win. We'll win big.
So
We'll be
here's
studs forever.
so my ridiculous take for this weekend is the fact that they're gonna draw more people. More people are gonna watch flag football than watch the Pro Bowl.
I don't think that's ridiculous. I can tell you I won't be watching.
Rob just said he was gonna be watching. You hear that, Fedge? I heard Rob said he's gonna tape it and watch it multiple times.
Multiple times.
Well,
Love it.
all right, everybody. That is us. That is this week's done. Award ceremony done. We got one more football podcast, and that's it. We got Super Bowl
Forever.
But then maybe my shirt comes in.
Maybe. I mean, Jeff gets his fucking back-to-back shirt, so as well.
Back
Oh,
to back.
I want my original winner shirt. That's all I want.
I mean, you'll get it eventually.
I want his shirt to say one and done.
I want it to say the original one and done. The first one and done.
I mean, your shirts are already made. I just have to order them. Like,
Rar.
Any day, bro. Stop buying fucking Apex skins and let's go.
I love them.
So we'll be back next week. Let us know what you guys think of awards, who you guys think should win awards, and did we miss anyone? Because we probably did. And as always, been where you are. One and a half night. Stay trouble, stay safe, and we will talk to y'all later.
Perfect.
Later.
Bye.